Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Never Ever Met Season 2, Episode whatever it is. I hope you all are doing good today. I am doing well. This is actually review one of two that I am trying to get done. With the way I'm feeling, I am not going to get Love After Lockup done tonight. I am sleepy and I took something. So, I feel like it took effect a little bit earlier than I planned. So if I get to talking, if I get to trailing off, y'all, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. Okay, it's late at night and I got to get up early because I got some work to do. But I had to talk about this show tonight. I just watched it and I wanted to talk about it while it was fairly fresh on my mind. Okay, so first of all, y'all, people really do got their audacity. People really do have their audacity. And this is the most talk. I mean, we've only had 2 seasons of Never Ever Met, but this has got to be the messiest cast we have ever. I believe they will go down in history as long as this show is on. They will go down in history as the messiest, most gossipy, most roundtable discussion cast we have ever had. But let's get to what happened on the show. So when the episode starts, we have Tati and Clay, and they're just laid up. Everybody's kind of laid up around the house. You guys know once we start getting into the later days in the house, people are laying together more, trying to find their way towards sleeping together a little bit more. And I literally mean like sleeping in the same bed. We know that Tati and Clay went to the intimacy suite not too long ago. So they had a pretty good night there. I do believe the deal was sealed, if I'm not mistaken. They did have the love making. And so now they are very comfortable and cozy in the house, as they always have been, but now even more so. Y'all know how it is after you get that first time out the way. So now even more so. They are very lovey-dovey around the house. They're talking to each other. And we also find out today that there's going to be the meeting of some important person in their life, right? So Joy, is that her name? Not Joy, Jay. Jay comes on the screen and says that the other night, Clay had been drinking a little bit too much and he was letting a lot of information go. He was talking too much. And that is when they find out the special person that he's bringing to the house is a friend of his. Now, that wouldn't be too bad if the friend wasn't a female. Now, that wouldn't be too bad if the friend wasn't a female and also a porn star, which he lets everybody else know. You know who he didn't tell? I don't believe he told Tati. I don't even know if Tati knew the person that was coming was a girl. I have no idea, but everybody knows. And what is everybody doing? Talking about it just like they be talking about that baby. So the girlfriend shows up, the female friend shows up, and she gives Clay this hug. Now, y'all, I had to watch it a couple times. She didn't exactly jump up and wrap her legs completely, like both legs around Clay. But she definitely did, there definitely was a pickup situation and like a half leg wrap. A half leg. Matter of fact, I'm going to post it so y'all can see it. All right, y'all see that? You see, like it was kind of like, it was definitely not appropriate. It's not everybody knows. Everybody knows. It's been enough skits on social media for us to know when you hug somebody and you pick them up, everybody wondering what's going on, whether you the girl watching your man pick somebody up or whether you a man watching somebody. If somebody pick your girl up and spin her, men, cut it out now. We all know what that means. We know what it means. So it definitely was like, it definitely would have been a hug where I would have been like, wow, friends, huh? Like, how long? What all have friends done together? So, of course, people in the house think they have slept together before, but everybody in the house was gassing it. Like, oh, she had her legs up around him. She had did like, I was just like, y'all, regardless the hug, I think it was definitely inappropriate, but they had it like she had jumped up on him and wrapped her legs around the man and did a little slow grind. It wasn't all of that, but inappropriate nonetheless. But the house took it far, y'all. They was just like, oh my God, did you see what she did? Did you see what she did? And the fact that everybody knows she does porn. Oh, I don't think I can say that word on YouTube. I already said it. Corn. Everybody knows she does corn. I think that kind of almost like hypersexualizes everything in everybody's mind. Like now you're watching everything she's doing. Of course, Joy says she does not believe that they have not smashed before. And Cinco was like, he said he ain't do it. Joy, I keep calling her Joy. Jay is looking at him like, please. He done said a lot of things. He probably done smashed. So I don't know why Clay would bring her. Of all the people that he could have brought, you didn't have a homeboy. Hell, even a coworker at this point would have been better than this young lady right here. You know, oh gosh, she ain't did nothing. She's not being disrespectful. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it just would have been better to bring a male friend or a family member. It just would have been better for everybody involved. So once she gets there, they go outside to start talking. We find out that she is the godmother to his daughter. I can't get nothing out. She's the godmother to his daughter. He also tells her, I still haven't told Tati about the baby, to which she is just looking at him like, boy, get it together. Like, you should have been told her that. So right around this time, you can still hear a lot going on in the house. And eventually somebody lets Tati know that old girl jumped up on him. I said, it's very interesting that y'all can let Tati know about a hug, but y'all ain't let her know about that damn baby. Now, why is that? Because I would have been told. All right. My mouth would have been, I would have sent Tati a 4-page letter and then closed it with a kiss. At this point, she would have known something. So anyway, Tati hears about this little hug situation, and Tati already was irritated. So this just gassed her up even more. So she walk outside with them doggone listen, young ladies. I know y'all are slim. I understand it. But shaping garments are our friends. It can really help your outfit smooth all of that out, because the dress, it didn't look good. It did not look good. And for some reason, I didn't like them boots with it. But that's not the point. She's stomping outside and she trying to confront Clay and the girl, talking about, oh, so you jumped up on my man? Was you jumping up on my man? That's inappropriate. Do not jump up on my man. And the girl is just looking like, well, I mean, yeah, I hugged him. Well, what kind of hug was it? Well, what kind of hug? She said the same hug I always give him, the same hug I've been giving him since we were kids. You know, I always give him them kind of hugs. It wasn't nothing wrong with it. And I didn't really jump up on him like you saying. So the girl is looking at her like, what are you even going on about? Clay is trying to get them to stop talking. She letting both her and Clay know, I'll have this drink on both of y'all. Quit playing with me. This drink about to be on you. Don't disrespect me. Don't be up on my man. So she going off on the girl. Jay is out there trying to get the glass from Tati's hand and trying to get her to walk away. And the girl is just looking at Clay like, I don't even know what I did. Right. So Clay ends up asking her to leave so that they can get the whole situation right. But thank you so much for coming. In all honesty, Tati had an attitude with old girl from the door. Like, as soon as old girl came in and she was introduced, Tati was like, oh, hi, and walked right past her. There was no energy exchange, nothing. Clay, this is your fault. And I'm going to tell you why. If you are going to bring a woman around your girlfriend, you need to say to your girlfriend, hey, I'm bringing a friend of mine. She is a woman. Nothing has ever gone on. You know, go ahead and lay out the foundation. Make it right. Make it plain. Really, they should have been talked already. But since you didn't do that, make it right. Make it plain. And when you introduce the two of them, both of y'all walk outside together. You don't go outside with the girl by yourself. And you don't pick her up when you hugging her. The way you introduced her like she was a byproduct. Hey, this is Tati. Tati, this is my friend. What you say is, hey, Tati, this is my friend. We grew up together. Y'all have so much in common. I would love for y'all to sit down and talk. I'm so happy to have both of y'all in the same space. Two women I really genuinely care about, and I care about y'all's opinions. And you got to dress it up. But see, Clay barely can talk. First of all, he talked like them teeth is about to fall out his mouth. So I don't expect him to do all of that. Don't even expect it. I don't even know what Tati see in Clay. She might find him attractive, but to me, the boy is slow. And I guess he's affectionate. So maybe that's what she's getting. But it doesn't go well. Old girl ends up leaving. And we got Tati in the house really just irritated and going off about the whole thing. So Clay, who does not have the good sense that God gave him, he is over talking to the guys about everything that happened after he escorts his lady friend out. Tati does go talk to some of the girls, but ultimately she's sitting like kind of just by herself chilling. So while Clay is talking to the guys didn't realize, did you go apologize to her? And he was like, well, no, I didn't know what to do. Baby, they ushered him up so quick. Like, boy, if you don't get up out of here and go, you should have did that first before you even came over here talking to us. He's slow. So he get over there. He tells Tati that he's sorry. And Tati is just like, I really don't even want to hear what you got to say. Don't mention that girl's name to me. You disrespected me. I feel like you keep playing in my face. So I guess he figured since he already down bad, he gonna go ahead and confess to everything. Find time to do it. He say, I also want to let you know I have a 2-month-old or 3-month-old daughter, and my friend knew about her. You know, my friend was the one that told me to get you the flowers. Baby, Tati don't care. She don't care about none of that. And she really don't care enough about this baby, because she is more concerned about this whole you disrespected me by the way you gave her a hug situation. She was like, I don't even care about the baby at this point. I don't care about none of that. She did tell him he was stupid. And he looking like, oh, you think I'm stupid? Yes, we all think you stupid, baby. Even us at home watching. Tati don't want to hear none of that. She's irritated. She calls him a liar. She calls him dumb. And we forgot, I don't know if y'all remembered, that Tati actually had somebody coming over too, which was her mother. So her mother ends up coming over. Soon as she gives her mother a hug, she immediately starts crying, which I was like, oh, it's nothing like your mama, child. And she tells her mom everything that's going on, the short version of it. And her mama is just like, well, am I going to get to meet him? And Tati said, yeah, you came out here, so you definitely still gonna get to meet him. But I am just so embarrassed. I feel like he been playing in my face, and I deserve better than that. And her mama tells her, no, you deserve the best. And I really touched me. It touched me, that whole scene between her and her mom. But Clay does come over there to introduce himself to her mother, which the mom finds him pleasant enough, but she's definitely giving him the side eye. But she doesn't grill him or anything of the sort. She just kind of is nice to meet you and moves on about it. Now, Clay does take that time to say, I owe your daughter an apology. I owe you an apology. This should have never happened. It was wrong. All of the right things. Okay. Hold on. Let's take a pause. Oh my goodness, y'all, I'm trying to get this done. That sleep done crept up on me. Okay. So the next morning, Tati has FU and roses on the floor, and we know who that's to, correct? So Clay sees it, and he looking all sad and dejected. He don't understand. So everybody's in the kitchen having breakfast or lunch. I'm not sure which one. And when Tati comes in there, she lets Clay know that in order to feel a whole lot better about the situation, he needs to not only offer her this apology, but I need you to call her and I need you to let her know that what y'all did was wrong. I need you to do that. I need you to make that clear. And Tati had told Brittany earlier that at this point in time, to feel a little bit better, she almost needs to be petty. Like, that's something that she would have to do for her to feel a little bit better about the situation. Like, she would have to be a little bit petty at this point. So I think this was part of it. But the way that Tati went about this, okay, I got a couple of things to say. Let me say what I need to say about Tati, then I'm going to tell y'all what happened. I do think Tati has a very quick 0 to 100. I think she has every right to be upset, but I do not believe the way that she spoke to the girl outside, nor do I think the way she's speaking to this girl on the phone was warranted. Your beef was with Clay. And even if it was just with Clay, even the way sometimes that you were talking to him, I understand that you were upset. Even that, I wasn't really sure if it warranted all of that, because you when you go, you go. You was really going. And not only that, you was calling him out his name. I think you had called him the B word. Like, all of that is just not, that all of that is not needed. All of that is not needed. But especially the way that you spoke to that young lady. And now the way that you're telling Clay that he need to call her and he need to tell her. This is probably the second or third time you done told him he need to apologize to somebody. If he ain't that type of man, he ain't that type of man. And no amount of chastising him. What you trying to do? The job that his mama didn't do, you trying to keep raising him? What did K. Michelle say? We can't raise no man. So you always try to boss him and tell him what he need to do in regards to an apology or just what you feel would be manning up or whatever. So that's what I have to say about Tati. She got a quick trigger and she likes to get her man to assert himself in a way that he is not, right? So she tells him he needs to do that. And so he called her. He was like, what we did the other day was wrong. Like he reading from a script. What we did the other way was wrong. It wasn't right. And she was like, all right, well, my bad. I was just hugging you like I always do. But she's on speakerphone. So Tati hears this and she started going in on the girl. Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Well, why did you think that was appropriate? No, why did you think that was appropriate? They're going back and forth. The girl ends up telling her, you're obviously in a lower tax bracket than me. And Tati says, yeah, I guess I am because I don't do corn. Now, you know, when you get to talking about, it's two things you know you lose in an argument. When you get to bringing up somebody bank account, number one, and somebody coochie, number two. So both of y'all took both two L's, if you ask me. Y'all don't know how to read or shade each other without going to money or your coochie. So she's telling her she was drinking wine out of a champagne flute. Now, that was shade. That was shade. That was shade. And I was cracking up when I heard it. You could tell Tati was stumped by that. She said, yeah, I was drinking out of that because that's all I had available because I was so stressed out with everything that was going on. I had to have me a drink. Good one. Okay, we'll take that one. I'll give you a half a point. So anyway, eventually she tells her, I'm not going to continue this conversation. She tells Tati this. And she's going to hang up the phone, but she really don't have no choice but to hang up the phone. Tati is going off so bad, I can't even hear the girl. She telling Clay, you don't defend me. You don't protect me. You not ready to be no protector when it come to me. You need to stand up for me. You need to be a man. You need to do this. You need to set ground rules. You need to set boundaries. She not wrong. She not wrong. He do need to learn how to set boundaries. He do have to stand up for himself as a man. He does have to be emotionally mature enough to know what's the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing to do, and be able to not only apologize to you for disrespecting you, but also to apologize to his friend and say, you know what, I'm sorry. I put you in a tight position. I should have never done that. But Clay is not that type of man. And no amount of yelling at him is going to make him do it. He is performing and he is getting tired. And you can tell with his juicy booty. Oh, walking around there. I said, that nigga is juicy. He must be shaved just like his mama. So anyway, after that whole fiasco, I want to take a little switch of the gears real quick and talk about some of the other couples because they had stuff going on too, believe it or not. So later we get Alexis and Chris doing their meetups as well. Chris gets to meet a friend of hers and Alexis gets to meet Chris's cousin. Interesting things going on here. First of all, I want Alexis to get like a stylist and not her homegirl because her and her homegirl got the same problem. Them wigs. And everything is just a couple of years off. That lipstick that Alexis is wearing, her wig is not full, and I just don't understand what it's doing. There's a couple of things that we could do here with her. There's a couple of things we could do, but still a very pretty woman. Chris expresses to his cousin that he really does like Alexis. She definitely is older. However, you know, he got a problem with her, how she run her mouth. You know, she ain't being submissive. And so when they go and they switch places to talk to talk to each other's people, that is what his cousin ends up stressing to Alexis. And Alexis is very receptive. One thing I've noticed about her, she don't really clap back and argue. She really do hear you out and hear what you have to say. And then on the other side, I think that Alexis and her friend, all they was really talking about was getting some of them young skins that they want. So the friend is asking Chris about his attraction to her. Like, what did you think when you first saw her? And Chris ends up saying he thought she was very beautiful, but he would like for her to be more fit. I know Chris says he normally dates older women, but I just don't see it. Even though he acts like an older man and he has the voice of an older man, I think he would just do better with somebody in their early 30s, especially maybe even 20s, because he always trying to throw this word around about your mouth. And baby, you can barely talk. So if anything, she talking so that she can help you out a little bit. He is so country, but I mean, that don't mean you can't talk. I'm sorry. I'm country too. So anyways, that is what is going on with them. And then another couple that had a little something going on was Brittany and TJ. Brittany and Ty go on a date to take Ty's house. Now, I don't know. Brittany did not know that's what they was doing. And I understand he cooking her favorite meal, which is crab. But I wouldn't have gave... I'm not... How you gonna surprise me for a date to your house? And this is said home, by the way. The home that I'm showing you in these photos. Now, I ain't judging, but this looks very my first apartment-ish. And you are a 40-something-year-old man. But their date went well, but Brittany don't like him. Brittany don't like him. I think she enjoys him. I think she believes he's nice and he's funny. But physically, she's not attracted to him. And I just don't think she likes him. I think she's trying to force herself to give it a shot because when he tries to get intimate with her or try to have some intimacy, she's just not going for it. She's not going. And I'm not even talking about just sex. I mean, a hug, a kiss, it is just not going for her. So I think physically she's just not all that attracted to him, but maybe she doesn't want to hurt his feelings. I don't know, but she ain't feeling it. She ain't feeling it. And it's definitely obvious in their interactions, but that's really all with them. Let's get back to Juicy Booty and Tati. Tati and Clay go to talk to the therapist, and I think the therapist did as best as she could do, but it was doomed. She does get Clay to understand that a lot of the problem is that you haven't really been honest. And I hear you saying stuff like, I want peace and I just don't want to have to go through this. And it sounds like a lot of avoidance. And I was glad she pointed that out to him. It's always a man requesting peace that's causing all kind of hell. It never fails. Clay, you did this to yourself. You lied about the baby. You did not, you omitted the truth, I believe, when it came to your homegirl and what type of woman she was and what the nature of y'all's relationship was. And I think even that the fact that was the person you were bringing to even meet Tati. You didn't introduce them well. You didn't make sure they established some type of rapport together before she got there. You didn't do any of that. So all of this is on you. So the nerve of you to say that you want peace. If you want it, then be it. And then, Tati says that she knows that she can come off very hard, but sometimes she feels like she has to be that way in order to protect herself. And while I can understand that, I can understand having walls up. I can understand your guard. I can understand getting a little spicy with somebody every now and then. But what I don't understand is the going from zero to 100 in the way that I saw Tati do on the show. I really didn't like it. And I understand, it's not our job to sit on our hands and be quiet and talk to these men polite when they mess up. But there is a way to do things. And she didn't do it there, but she did do it another point in the show, which I was really proud of her. So the whole time they're talking, whenever she gets emotional, Clay is trying to touch her. She's like, get your hand. Don't you touch, boy. I'm 3 seconds away. And even the therapist was kind of looking like, ooh, child, good luck. So later on, when asked about the therapy session, Clay said it did go well. And she's yawning towards the end of the night. And he asked her if she's ready to go to bed. She said, "Not with you. Okay, you is not in with me like that." I said, "You not in with her like that? Like, Clay, you crazy. This all just happened." Okay, the medicine has kicked in. I have got to finish this. Okay, so after they finish therapy, you can tell Clay really wants to get back to where they were. Like, let's get back to being lovey-dovey. Let's play chess. Let me teach you the things. Tati is just not there yet, and it's okay. It's understandable why she's not there. It's understandable to everybody but Clay. So they are playing chess, and after they get done, Clay is asking her, like, so what are we doing? Like, what's up with you? How are you feeling? And Tati is letting him know, like, just because you say sorry does not mean you get full access to me, my time, and my emotions. I'm still processing all of this. Like, be glad that I'm even here because I don't even want to be here. I think that be glad that I'm here triggered him. Then after this, when they're sitting all together at the table, they're not like they used to be. Clay is getting more and more irritated at her saying she's not all in and she's not really trying to do everything. And she made a good point. You had me all in and you abused it. So asking me to be all in on your time again is crazy. She didn't say that part, but I'm saying it. So Clay, he gets up from the table and he says to himself, I don't really know if I can do this no more. I might be about to pack my stuff. Excuse me? You're the one who orchestrated all of this. And now you're trying to act like you're so stressed out and you might have to go home. Didn't nobody ask you to do none of this? Not a single and one of it. You did it to yourself. The only thing I agree with is that Tati did turn up something special very quickly. Had y'all been in another environment, I don't know how it would have went. But as far as anything else, this is what you brought, Clay. So the nerve of you to be threatening, talking about, well, I'm about to leave. I might be leaving. And this is the thing, y'all. He didn't want to leave. He wanted somebody to chase him. He wanted somebody. Tati held her own at the very end of this. For her to say, well, you do what you going to do. If you want to leave, then go on tell everybody you leaving. And that's just what we going to do. And she started packing her stuff. The young me, I was one of those people I did not like for my person to be mad at me. I wanted to figure out, even if it didn't have nothing to do with me, I'd be like, what can I do to make it better? I could see myself, a man trying to manipulate me in that way back in the day. I could see myself listening to the manipulation and saying to myself, okay, like I must have done something wrong. I must have done something wrong and I have to fix it. I have to change it. So I saw people saying that Tati was insecure. I don't think she could be, but that's not her main issue. Her main issue is something else because she very securely held her own at the end of that interaction. Even when Clay was making my skin crawl, I could look in her eyes and kind of tell that it was still there. So just because she not hanging on you every second, every minute of the day, you think she's not in it? No, she's not all in. Her heart has been hurt. She has to build up a level of trust for you again. What part aren't you getting? You're slow. You're slow. You're slow. And honestly, I don't think you can handle old girl anyway. Okay. You know, when she get out there, she get out there. She get a little active. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. So anyway, y'all, Clay ends up packing his bags and letting Tati know he's going home. So, of course, she has to pack her bags and she leaves. Nobody's impressed with his behavior, especially not the guys. All of the guys are just like, you wasted your time. You might as well stay. Like, where are you going? It's not even that big of a deal. He decides he want to leave. So eventually they just go ahead and let him leave. We don't need to do no type of elimination, child. They doing it all themselves. But yeah, just foolishness. Gonna pack his bags because of some stuff he caused and some stuff he did. And you trying to flip it on me and make sure, boy, I don't know what he is, but he's something. He is something. But anyway, y'all, I'm half asleep. I don't think this review was even good, but I did my best. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will do better next week, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.